Brick was introduced when town mobster Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, needed a number two man after the death of Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. Burton left the network after it mandated COVID vaccines for all employees, and Smith currently works for the network's ESPN channel as a sports broadcaster. But he has been vocal in the past year about wanting to branch out and grow his career, thus his spot on Daytime, a new book, and rumors of political aspirations. Another actor for president, Smith appears occasionally on GH as Jason has returned from the dead, providing Sonny with his assassin services once again. Brick was on last week, and the show has chem-tested him with several ladies. But Smith's acting career could go up in smoke if a current popularity poll is any indication. Smith has voiced interest in a possible run for president, and his comments on the 2024 election have catapulted him into the political spotlight. GH spoilers: Stephen A. Smith is Brick. Surprising poll results out today indicate that Smith has at least a fighting chance to be on the ballot if the 2028 Democratic primary was held today. John McLaughlin surveyed 1,000 U.S. general election voters asking the question, thinking ahead to the 2028 Democratic primary election for president, if that election were held today among the following candidates, for whom would you vote? 2% said chose ESPN pundit Smith, beating out Beto O'Rourke, who ran for the nomination in 2020, and J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois. General Hospital spoilers: will Brick become a regular? It's way too early to be talking about what happens in the political landscape 4 years from now, but the poll does provide a window into possible candidate choices, including Smith's chances. For now, fans can catch Smith as Brick on the ABC Sudzer, a role that has no doubt elevated his public profile. Tell us, GH fans, do you want Brick to have a bigger role in PC? And which lady would be a good partner for the security expert? The year is 2028, and the United States is at a political crossroads. Amidst the usual roster of career politicians, an unexpected name has risen through the ranks: Stephen A. Smith, better known to General Hospital fans as Brick. What started as a side role in the world of daytime drama had catapulted him into the political spotlight, and now he had a legitimate shot at becoming the next president of the United States. Smith's journey to the top had been anything but conventional. A renowned sports commentator on ESPN, his authoritative voice and unfiltered takes had earned him respect and notoriety alike. His transition into acting on General Hospital had been a curiosity at first, but his presence as Brick, Sonny Corinthos' trusted security expert, had resonated with fans. The political arena, however, was a different battlefield altogether. The unexpected candidate. Smith's name first surfaced as a political contender when a 2024 poll surprisingly placed him ahead of seasoned politicians in a hypothetical 2028 Democratic primary. At first, it was dismissed as a mere fluke, an amusing distraction in an otherwise serious discussion. But as time passed, whispers of "what if" turned into serious conversations. Smith himself fanned the flames with a series of thought-provoking monologues on social justice, economic reform, and political accountability. The public, exhausted by the typical back and forth of Washington, found his straightforward approach refreshing. By 2026, Smith had formed an exploratory committee, and his campaign slogan, "Straight Talk, Real Change," began trending across social media. Political analysts scoffed at first, but his grassroots movement only grew stronger. He was not just an entertainer, he was a man of the people. The primary battle. The 2028 Democratic primary was one of the most contentious in history. Smith faced off against seasoned politicians like Senator Kamala Harris, Governor Gavin Newsom, and former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. He was an outsider among insiders, and that was precisely his appeal. Debate night was where he shined. Years of live broadcasting had prepared him for high-pressure situations, and he wielded his rhetorical skills like a sword. When Newsom attempted to undermine his credibility by calling him a television personality, Smith shot back. "And what exactly is the job of a politician? You go on TV, you make promises, and you try to win over the American people. The difference between you and me, when I make a promise, I keep it." That moment went viral, cementing him as a formidable contender. His policy proposals, crafted with the help of some of the best advisors in the country, were pragmatic and progressive. He advocated for criminal justice reform, fair wages, and investment in public education. By the time the primaries concluded, he had done the unthinkable. He secured the Democratic nomination. Brick's influence and the GH effect. Back in Port Charles, the General Hospital fandom was in a frenzy. Brick had become a mainstay on the soap, with his role expanding significantly in the wake of Smith's real-world political rise. Sonny Corinthos himself, played by Maurice Benard, jokingly posted on social media, "If Stephen wins, does that make Brick the most powerful man in America?" The intersection of fiction and reality became a fascinating spectacle. GH fans mobilized like never before, running grassroots campaigns in support of their favorite security expert-turned-presidential candidate. Even the soap itself leaned into the phenomenon, with in-universe news segments covering Brick's fictional rise in Port Charles politics as a parallel to Smith's real-world ascent. The general election showdown. The general election pitted Smith against Republican nominee Senator Josh Hawley. The contrast between the two candidates could not have been starker. While Hawley represented the establishment and traditional conservative values, Smith was a wild card, an independent thinker who refused to be boxed into conventional political ideologies. The debates were electric. Smith's ability to connect with everyday Americans became his superpower. He spoke about his humble beginnings, his journey from sports journalism to acting, and now to politics. His speeches resonated with young voters, people of color, and blue-collar workers who felt abandoned by Washington elites. Hawley, in contrast, struggled to shake off accusations of being out of touch. When he attempted to dismiss Smith as unqualified, Smith responded with his signature blend of confidence and wit. "If being a career politician was the only measure of qualification, then explain to me why the American people are still waiting for real change." That moment became the turning point. The momentum shifted decisively in Smith's favor. His rallies swelled in size, and celebrity endorsements poured in from all corners. Even his GH co-stars publicly supported him, adding an unexpected touch of Hollywood glamour to his campaign. Election night 2028. The nation held its breath on November 7, 2028. Pundits had predicted a close race, but as the night unfolded, it became clear that Smith had achieved what many thought was impossible. State after state turned blue, and by midnight, he had secured enough electoral votes to be declared the 48th President of the United States. The celebration was unlike anything ever seen. Supporters flooded the streets, chanting his name. Social media erupted with hashtags like #Brick2028 and #StrayTalkWins. In Port Charles, GH characters even reacted to the fictionalized version of events, adding another layer of surrealism to the moment. The inauguration and beyond. On January 20, 2029, Stephen A. Smith took the oath of office, becoming the first former sports commentator and soap opera actor to hold the nation's highest office. His inaugural speech was powerful, addressing the need for unity, truth, and a government that truly serves its people. As he settled into the Oval Office, one question remained. Would he still find time to make a surprise guest appearance on General Hospital? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. Brick had gone from being Sonny Corinthos' trusted right-hand man to the most powerful man in the world, and the world was watching to see what he would do next.